All right, today we're pulling back the curtain on a company you've probably never heard of, HLE Glascoat. But here's the crazy thing. Their work, it's probably sitting in your medicine cabinet, it's inside your smartphone, and you've likely walked right past it in the buildings you see every single day. I mean, really think about it for a second. We see the final products, right? The pills, the plastics, all those high-tech chemicals. But the journey to get there from raw material to the finished thing is just unbelievably complex. You're dealing with intense pressures, super corrosive stuff, and temperatures that have to be just right. And that's exactly where a company like HLE Glascoat steps in. They're the ones building the incredibly tough, highly engineered gear that makes all of that manufacturing even possible. They are, quite literally, the hidden engine that powers some of our most critical industries. So, where exactly is this hidden engine working? Well, this chart here really tells the story. Look at this. Almost half of their business is in pharma and something called APIs. Now, APIs are the active pharmaceutical ingredients, basically the core, powerful stuff in the medicines we all rely on. Then you've got another third in specialty chemicals. Think of those as the secret ingredients in, well, everything, from your phone to advanced plastics. So yeah, this isn't just about making stuff. It's the very foundation of modern health and technology. Okay, so what do they actually make? Well, it really boils down to two main things. First up, you've got glass-lined equipment. Just picture this, a massive steel reactor, but it's coated on the inside with this special, super-resistant glass. It's built to handle insanely corrosive chemical reactions without, falling apart. Then, on the other side, you've got their filtration and drying equipment. This is the stuff you need at the end of the process to separate, purify, and get the final product ready. And believe me, both are absolutely critical. So how in the world did they get to be such a dominant player? To really get it, we've got to look at their roots, their foundation. And this isn't some flashy startup story, not at all. This is a legacy of pure engineering excellence, built really patiently over decades. So the company actually started way back in 1981, and they spent decades just honing their engineering skills. But the real transformation, the big shift, that started much more recently. In 2017, they snapped up Swiss Glascoat, which let them dive headfirst into the glass-lined equipment world. Then, by 2019, they pulled it all together, consolidating everything to create the powerhouse we see today. And that was the foundation for everything that came next, their global ambitions. And you can really see the results of that long history right here. Just look at their position in India. We're talking more than 50% market share in filtration and drying equipment. I mean, that's not just being a leader, that is owning the market. And this rock-solid home base, it became the launch pad for, well, everything that followed. Okay, so with that powerful home base totally locked down, they turned their eyes to the rest of the world. And their strategy for going global, you can sum it up in one word: acquisition. But as we're about to see, this wasn't just buying companies. This was a playbook they executed with absolute surgical precision. Yeah, this wasn't some random shopping spree. It's a really clear pattern. They identify the best-in-class companies in specific technologies or markets, and then they bring them into the fold. Each acquisition is like adding a whole new chapter to their story, and each one adds a unique new strength. So, Chapter 1, Thaletec and Germany. Now, with this move, HLE Glascoat didn't just dip a toe into Europe, they went out and bought the market leader. And get this, they bought a company with a manufacturing legacy that goes all the way back to 1686. Seriously, that is not a typo. You're not just buying a factory at that point, you're buying centuries of expertise and a whole vault of patents. Just like that, boom, they had a powerhouse in Europe. All right, the next piece of the puzzle was a company called Keenum Engineering. Now, this move was all about mastering heat transfer, which is a super critical step in almost every single chemical process. By adding Keenum's know-how, HLE could suddenly offer their customers in India a complete, totally integrated solution. And for those customers, that's huge. It means no more shopping around for different parts from different companies. You just go to one trusted source and get the whole shebang. They literally became the one-stop shop. And then their latest chapter, the acquisition of Omeras, might just be the most clever one yet. Check this out. They took their core skill, fusing glass to steel, and they applied it to completely new markets. We're talking beautiful architectural panels for buildings, biogas tanks for renewable energy, and these massive storage silos. This wasn't just about adding another product to the list, it was about blowing the doors open to entirely new worlds for future growth. So you've got a dominant home market, a string of really smart global acquisitions. I mean, it all sounds great on paper, right? But what about the bottom line? Let's look at the financial scorecard, because that's where we see if this playbook is actually, winning the game.
Okay, let's just start with one single powerful number. Over 722 crore rupees. And just to put that in perspective, that's around 90 million US dollars. And here's the key thing. This isn't money they've already made. This is their current order book. This is confirmed future business that's already locked in. It's a direct measure of just how much the market trusts them to deliver.
And here you can see what that strategy looks like in action. Just look at this revenue growth. You can literally see the trajectory taking a sharp turn straight up right after those big acquisitions. We're talking about nearly doubling their revenue in just a few years. And the first half of this fiscal year, it's already on track to smash records again. This isn't slow and steady growth, people. This is an explosion. And this growth isn't just some fluke. Take a look at their pipeline of future work. That order book we were talking about, it tells the exact same story. It has also nearly doubled in just a couple of years. What this proves is that the new customers they picked up through those acquisitions, they're sticking around. The demand is real, and it's sustainable. So what's the secret sauce here? How do they keep on winning in such a tough, demanding industry? Well, it all comes down to a global competitive edge that's built on a foundation of trust, quality, and a really specific company philosophy. Look, when you're building equipment that has to put up with extreme conditions, quality just isn't negotiable. It's everything. And these certifications you see here, they aren't just a bunch of logos on a website. That ASME stamp, that's your ticket into the US market. The CE compliance, you can't sell in Europe without it. JIS, that's for Japan. This is basically the global language of trust and safety, and HLE Glascoat speaks it fluently. I think this quote really gets to the absolute heart of who they are. They don't see themselves as just selling chunks of steel and glass. No, they see themselves as partners, as people who provide complete engineering solutions. It's all about understanding a customer's unique chemical process and then designing the perfect piece of equipment for that job. And that's a much, much deeper way of providing value. So, from a dominant force back home in India to a major global player through these incredibly smart, strategic acquisitions, HLE Glascoat has built a truly formidable presence. They've absolutely mastered their core markets, and now they're branching out into new ones like infrastructure and renewables, which really just leaves us with one big question. With a playbook that is so clearly working, where will this unseen engine of modern industry choose to expand its influence next?